Hey, what is up, YouTube? Hey, so I've got this guy here that I've been working on. Among other things, I've got a few things that I've been working on. We're working on the house right now, so there's a mess everywhere. But one of the things that I finally got finished, my Boba Fett here. I finally got the decal on, and that is actually just a clear decal that I used the paper backing as a stencil and kind of cut out the shape and then applied the decal. So that is on there, and so is the shoulder thingamajig right here. So for those of you guys that didn't know, I mean, this is just a Hasbro figure. This is from the Vintage collection, I believe. Came out back in 2004, I think. But what basically went on at the toy store was I was working on a movie, so I had a lot of disposable income on me at the time, and I just went out to Toys R Us out in Austin, Texas, and saw this on the shelf. While I was looking at it, I was eyeballing, kind of wondering, do I want to get it? Do I want to spend money on this thing? I'm 38 years old at the time, but it turned out that this guy about the same age as I am kind of wandered into the toy aisle and then started looking at this too. So right as he started to reach for it, I just grabbed it and took off down the toy aisle like I was clutching a football on my way to the end zone. So I got it. I want it. So it sat around for a long time, collected dust. My ex-wife wanted to throw it away, you know what I mean? But I held on to it because it's Boba Fett. And it was probably one of the cooler figures that I had ever seen from Hasbro. It doesn't have the big giant Mickey Mouse hands, as you could see. The costume was pretty good. I didn't have to do anything to this guy except for painting all the plastic bits here and there. Repainted the belt. The belt has been repainted. This little cod piece has been repainted. I put little pieces of foam core that you can see right there in the pouches, so that it kind of just gives it some dimension. I repainted all of both gauntlets. The gloves have been repainted. Everything, gauntlets, both, and the jetpack were just the standard green from The Empire Strikes Back. Well, I really like the look of Boba Fett from Return of the Jedi and wanted to recreate that look more than I wanted The Empire Strikes Back, so I went ahead and repainted the backpack as well. And, that is a mix of colors there, but most notably, I was always kind of happy with the finish of the backpack. And interesting side note, I'll reach for it and grab it right now. I actually met what's his name? Jeremy Bulloch. I'm sorry. I actually met Jeremy Bulloch at a convention here in town, and we were talking backstage, and I was walking around with this guy because I knew he was going to be there. I wanted to get him to sign it. But I forgot the correct base for him, so I had him sign another one, which is this. I've been trying to figure out what I'm going to do with this. It's just one of my display bases that I had him sign. But, Jeremy Bulloch is a really cool guy. I didn't think he was cool enough for me to just give this to him. I mean, he really... he's a really nice man, and I think he was really angling for me to just give this to him, because he was like, "Oh, this is one of the best pieces I've ever seen, and I would love to have this in my collection." And I was like, "Yeah, well, it's gonna be in my collection, Mr. Bulloch." But he was a really good guy. He was really nice. He was very gracious. He's a guy who goes out to conventions now, and he kind of notches out a living at cons by doing appearances and getting autographs for people. But he was really kind, and he actually signed this for me for no charge whatsoever. Gave me a really cool picture that I'll remember for a long time. And I don't know. So this is going in my son's room, and I'll be honest. There was a group that I was part of that had kind of taken ownership of this, and they wanted to auction this off as a prize for a raffle, just to get their T-shirts done. And I wasn't gonna go for it. It wasn't theirs to give away like that. I had offered to do something else, but that didn't seem good enough. So, long story short, I'm no longer part of that group anymore, and they are soaring as far as they can soar without me, and I wish them all the luck. But I'm not a chump, and I'm not going to give up my stuff just because you want to fund a T-shirt that nobody's going to buy. Anyway, so moving on away from this guy. You know what? A side note: missing the sensor scope because I was showing it off to a friend of mine the other day at a party, and I was walking back out to the car. It was already late at night, and I dropped it. Well, the Boba head fell off, and the sensor scope dropped off into the grass somewhere. So now I've either got to... Well, I'm just going to kind of just make another one. I don't think it really has to be screen accurate, but I'll try to make it look at least somewhat cool. But the other project that I've got going on here, I did another video where I am... Let me try to get up. I am working on updating the colors and the look of my Darth Vader here. I have painted... He's going to be all sorts of black on black. So this, I've got to glue his shoulder piece here so that he's going to be a static piece. But this has been painted. I'm kind of going through some different colors here because I want to try to match the fabric. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it yet. I'm going to try different types of blues. I'm going to mix some blues and grays just to get the hue of this, but just black alone is not quite matching up as I had hoped. But let me see what I can do. I know I can find a paint that's going to be dark enough. But again, this is a little bit of graphite with black. And moving on up to the face now. What I went ahead and did was I just gave him a really good coating of gloss black. And what I'm working on right now is I'm working on getting his face and his neck piece painted out to look more like he did in Empire Strikes Back. So I had always noticed that he wasn't exactly black, but when you look at him in Empire Strikes Back, even in Return of the Jedi, as the camera has him at this angle, he is never really his faceplate is never really a true black. So I've got another coat to do on this neck piece, and I'm going to future everything together again. I left the lenses of his mask in the original plastic. I mean, that, to me right there, that looks like a really good polycarbonate right there for a lens. Everything else, I wanted to get rid of that plastic look for the helmet, so that is going to be, I mean, that's really the only thing that is jet black on his helmet. Everything else, as you can see, I mean, once I get the future on there, I think it's going to give a really nice contrast, a really nice offset, and sitting up on the shelf, he's going to look pretty cool up there. So that's my Darth Vader. This is the 32-inch Darth Vader that has just come out this past year. I know a lot of you guys have them, and everyone has them in the same pose, but I think I'm going to keep mine pretty static and pretty straight. So that's my Vader. Anyway, guys, I will see you soon. Have fun. Peace out. Talk to you soon. Later.